It's been a while since we last filmed something. I've been working in Taiwan, but now I'm back and we're going to make some chicken Kievs today. So for that, obviously going to need some chicken. I'm going to use the chicken breast, and then I'm going to have to make a compound butter. So for that, I've got some thyme and some parsley, which you could use pretty much any herbs that you want, but these are the ones you have to use parsley in my opinion. But I had some thyme on the balcony as well, so I used that. And I would also usually put some more garlic in there, but I forgot to get some at the store and I only had 3 cloves left, so that's all that's going in there. So after we make that, we're gonna butterfly the chicken and then beat it out with the hammer, and then we're gonna stuff the compound butter that we make and roll it up, and then we're gonna coat it in some, I got Panko breadcrumbs, and then we're gonna fry it. And hopefully the butter doesn't leak out everywhere when we do it. And then we're gonna serve it on some mashed potatoes. Okay, I've just chopped up the thyme, the parsley and the garlic. I don't go too fine, I like a bit of chunk to my herbs. Also, I've got 120 grams of really like room temperature butter. It's completely soft, as you can see. You want that, because now we're going to mix it all together. So we'll just dump it all in there. And then a couple of pinches of salt. Some pepper. And then we're just going to mix it all up so it's nice and incorporated. Okay, once you've got it all nicely mixed up, I've got a piece of cling film here, and we're just going to plonk that right in the middle. And then we're just going to roll this up into a little log. Doesn't matter too much about the shape. You can roll it up into whatever shape you want. Just like that. And then we're going to stick that into the fridge, or if you're going to use it a little bit, quicker, you're going to have to stick it in the freezer. And what we want to do is we want to firm this up, so when we cut it, we get nice little chunks out, like little discs out of it. So the chicken, I've just gone through and I've cleaned up any little bits of, cartilage or whatever, and little bits of fat that was hanging around that, stuff that you don't really want to eat. And then we're going to butterfly it. So just get yourself a knife, just come in on the side, and just cut it open like that. Then I've got some cling film here. Go ahead and put your chicken down and fold it over. Then we're going to hit it. So I'll put the cling film over so when you hit it, it doesn't splat everywhere. So we'll just go ahead and hit it. Be careful not to put any holes in there, because when we roll it up, it's going to be, the butter's going to melt everywhere. Once you've got it about yay thick, just take it out. I do have a little hole in there, but that should be fine. And then we'll go on to the next step. Alrighty, so after your butter's firmed up, now I stuck mine in the freezer and it was in there, well, pretty much just enough time when I cut the chicken and then cleaned down, it had already firmed up enough for what we need it for. So, I'm going to take it out the plastic wrap. And you just want to cut it into some nice big sections. Obviously I got 4 chicken breasts, so I need at least 4 pieces of the butter. And then you want to get your chicken breast. Now if you do have any holes in there, like I've got a little one, put the butter not on the hole, obviously. And then we just want to roll this up, a little bit like a burrito. If you need it just roll it up. Try and get the edges and stuff in. And then we'll get some cling film out after I wash my hands, and then we'll roll it up properly. So it's probably better to put the cling film out first, and then you can just roll it straight up. But then we want to get the chicken on the cling film. Make sure everything's nice and tucked in. And you want to roll this up nice and tight. Try not to have too much air, and then you'll be able to get it even, tighter and more uniform. Nice and tight. And then from here, if you were going to do them, you'd stick them in the freezer for maybe 20 to 30 minutes. But I've actually done this quite early in the afternoon, so I'm just going to stick them in the fridge, and then in about, it's going to be about 3 or 4 hours, then I'm going to coat them and cook them. So, here we are, a few hours later, and now it's time to bread the chicken. So, simple enough, I've got some flour with some salt and pepper, and you really want to coat it everywhere. And then into the egg, it's just milk and some eggs beaten up, like so. Drip off a bit of the excess. Then into the panko. And then we're going to double dip, so back into the egg. Let it drip off again, and then into the panko. You really want to make sure that you get it well coated, because if you've got any little holes or anything in there, this will help stick the chicken together really well. Once it's all nicely done, into the pan, and continue on with the rest. Alrighty, you want your oil about 170 for the frying. Now, as you can see, it's going to settle out. It's about 202, 203 at the moment. But once we put the chicken in, it's going to drop the temperature of the oil. So we don't want to. So we're just going to do 2 at a time. And just to get some nice colour on them, and then we'll take them out. Should only take about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, it's just been a couple of minutes. Now the colour's exactly where I want it. So I'm going to take it out and put it into a tray lined with some paper towels, just to drain off. Now these aren't cooked at the minute. So after I've fried the other 2, we're going to stick them into a preheated oven. Alright, once you've got them all cooked up and they've got really good colour on them, you're just going to put them in. I've got the oven preheated to 200 degrees. I'm just going to stick them in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. Alrighty, best thing to serve it up is a bit of mashed potato. But you've got to make a little moat around it, because when you cut into it, it should ooze out. And it's filled with all the herbs and the butter. Alrighty, after you've cut it and taken a whole way too many photos, now it's time to eat it. Yeah, the panko, nice and crunchy. Buttery goodness.